Our coverage of the Scouting Combine continues here on PFT Live. Joining us now, Nevada quarterback Carson Strong. Carson, welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show. Appreciate it.
Great to have you. Great to talk to quarterbacks, even though Chris gets very excited when quarterbacks are on because you guys have like this special language, and I just kind of sit back and watch it all unfold. So before I turn it over to Chris, let me ask you a couple of questions. One is the lack of interest that you had coming out of college. And we've seen guys like that over the past, and they've become great NFL quarterbacks, partly because they use that as motivation. How much motivation do you take from the fact that your only FBS offer was from Nevada?
Yeah, it definitely left a chip on my shoulder. My hometown school, UC Davis, 20 minutes away from where I grew up. My dad played basketball there. You know, a story I could tell you is they came to see me throw 3 times, and on the 3rd visit, they said, "I would love for you to come to our camp." You know, and ever since then, I just had the biggest chip on my shoulder that it didn't matter who was going to offer me. I was going to get one school to believe in me, and when they did, I was going to give them everything that I had. And, you know, that's one thing Nevada gave me. They had unwavering confidence in me, and I can't thank them enough for that.
And I feel like that never goes away. Once you get that chip on your shoulder, no matter how long you play football, there's always that memory. And it's useful because it drives you to get up early, work late, do everything you need to do because you always use that little seed of doubt to push you to higher and higher levels. Is that true for you?
Absolutely. I was the 7th quarterback on the depth chart when I first got to Nevada. So, you know, I had to earn everything that I got. And, you know, that's something that's been instilled in me since I was a child. So that's never going to go away.
What was the reasons you see? Like, how stupid are they? That's right. But one thing I know, just like watching you through the year a little, and my dad loves you. You can throw it. I mean, one thing you do is throw it. I don't even understand it. Like, what were the reasons some of the schools were telling you weren't Division I worthy? Like, you got any?
Well, the Pac-12 schools that came to see me, Cal and Oregon State, they were really interested in Spencer Petras, who was at Marin Catholic, you know, kind of in my area.
Gotcha.
I guess I was just a raw football player. I was still, you know, tall.
Yeah.
I didn't hit a growth
lanky,
spurt.
Right?
I was tall, lengthy. I had a good arm.
Right.
Just I wasn't polished.
Yeah.
I didn't have, you know, a quarterback trainer. I wasn't going to the camps and stuff
Gotcha.
like that. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason, and, you know, I was very lucky to go to Nevada. I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You got to throw the ball a ton, play a ton. That's the most important thing to succeed in the NFL. Now, off of that, right, like what's the thing, who you working with, like quarterback school-wise right now, and then what's like the number one thing you're working on that you go, damn, I got to improve this from college to the NFL?
I'm working with Jordan Palmer.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
No doubt.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate that and lucky that he wants to work with me.
Yeah.
I mean, how could I turn that down, right? He knows his stuff, man.
And you California guys stick together anyways.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
He does know his stuff. They're an awesome family.
Yeah, and our whole group is great. Desmond Ritter's down there.
Great.
Chase Garbers, Jared Garantino. And so we got a good group down there. We got a nice little house. You know, and we grind every single day together.
Right.
You know, and I'm working on a lot of stuff physically, just driving off my leg again. We can talk about the knee going to it.
The back leg you're talking
Yes.
about, like getting that
Yes.
leg underneath you to get your power going towards the target.
Yes.
Right.
So in February, I had a surgery that was supposed to be a year-long recovery.
Yeah.
I came back and played 6 months out of surgery.
Right.
And so during the season, it just wasn't quite ready.
Right.
And I just developed compensation. I was getting off of it too quickly. I wasn't really using it to drive off of it. Obviously, I'm a lot better now. I showed that at the Senior Bowl. I didn't have a knee brace. I moved fluidly and smooth.
Well, you looked like you had more of a base in the Senior Bowl
Yeah.
almost compared to the regular season, which makes sense now.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. It got way stronger, still
Right.
getting stronger, but you know, just learn how to drive off of it again.
Yeah.
Breaking all those bad habits that I developed during the year.
Right.
I just have so much untapped power and potential that I haven't been using, and Jordan's just trying to get it out of me.
Yeah.
Carson, how much of your decision to not go back to Nevada for one more year was strategic when we look at the fact that there aren't a lot of quarterbacks on the high end in this class, so it's a better opportunity to compete, better opportunity to stand out? Was that part of the reasoning for making the jump now instead of giving it one more year?
The plan going into this year was that this was going to be my last year in college. You know, I don't care where I get drafted, to be completely honest with you. First round, 7th round, I kind of envision myself making it the hard way anyways. Going to Nevada with one scholarship offer, like you said, you know, I thought if I played my best football, I'd be the last pick of the draft or undrafted free agent. You know, I always just saw myself making it the hard way. The fact that I'm even being considered as a first, second round, third round pick, whatever it is, you know, I'm just blessed to be here. I literally could care less about the money if I'm a first round or a 7th round pick. One thing that I know is it doesn't matter where you get drafted. It matters what you do once you get drafted. And so wherever I end up going, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just looking forward to having a chance to play in the NFL.
And it's good to see that you're making business decisions about your career, about your future. More college players need to be encouraged to do it. What kind of pushback did you get when you decided to not play in the bowl game this year? And Chris and I fully support those decisions. I'm just curious if people out there are criticizing and resisting what is an important business decision for someone to make who's trying to stay healthy for the next level.
Well, my teammates definitely understood. They saw me go through the whole process. They saw me fighting to itch back to come back 6 months sooner than I was supposed to. So they saw the ups and downs that I had during the year. I didn't miss a single game. They saw me doing whatever I had to do to get myself ready to play that next Saturday. They know that the past 4 years, I gave my heart on the field every single game. And, they completely understood. And that's really all that matters to me, is that my teammates understood. Our coaches were already moved on at that point. So it really was just a conversation with my teammates. They completely understood from that standpoint. So I didn't really have a hard time with it.
All right, big guy. Who's like growing up? Who's the quarterback? Or even right now, who'd you look at and go, damn, I mean, that's the guy? Or who you excited to see in person on the field, your first year in the NFL?
Well, I loved Peyton Manning growing up.
Yeah.
He was my guy. I had a big poster of him right above my bed when I was a kid.
Yep.
And, I try to kind of emulate my game, just take care of the ball, make good decisions.
You look like him in the pocket at times. I'm not going to lie.
I used to hold the ball in my ear growing up as a kid.
Yeah,
I kinda
you even get a little of the foot to the pitter-patter with the foot every now and then. And I was like, damn, he looks like Peyton out there.
But I also loved Brett Favre.
Okay.
And that's a completely different style, gunslinger mentality. Don't think twice, just sling it. And so I try to blend making good decisions with the football, but also gunslinging at the same time. One analogy that I had, I forgot who I was talking to, is I compare playing quarterback to boxing. For one, you have to stay light on your toes. You have to be ready to strike at any time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't come in throwing haymakers.
Yeah.
You got to throw jabs. You got to beat the body up.
Right.
You got to take what they give you.
Right.
Take what they give you. Take what they give you. Eventually, the defense is going to put their hands down and play cover one.
Yeah.
And when they do, you got to be ready to knock them out.
Yeah. Look at you with all the smart freaking answers over here. That was good. That was a good way to say it right there. All right. How about I asked like Sam Howell before, quarterback, like the ball itself. How was the adjustment going from the college football to the NFL football? I, for one, liked it because I was always like, man, the NFL ball just feel the laces are better, the leather's better. It is bigger, though. So what was it like for you?
Yeah, going into it, I kind of overthought. I was like, this is going to be different. Am I going to be able to spin it? But, it's a nice ball. It's a good football, especially when you mud it up and scrub it and do all the goods that, the NFL teams do. So it's a great ball.
Did you change your grip at all or anything? Are you still the same grip?
No,
do you know how you grip the ball?
I got my pointer finger on the top of the ball.
Yep.
I got 2 fingers on the laces.
Yeah. So you got. What do you know? You know where that one goes on the bottom? Do you know where they are? I'm going to start quizzing. See, this shit, I'm going to know here in a few minutes, and I'm going to tell you how
I can see it in my hand.
I'm sure. I know. There's amazing how many quarterbacks don't actually know how they grip the football. I'm amazed by that. I really am.
I couldn't tell you exactly what lace that I hold, but I could see it. I can envision
Okay, go ahead.
it.
Well, Mike's going to ask you another question, and I'm going to tell you how you grip it here in 2 seconds, so I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Actually, they tell me that the time has come to let Carson get on with his day talking to far more interesting people than us, Chris. So we'll have to put a pin in this always exciting where do quarterbacks put their fingers on the football conversation.
He's 1 and under 3, Mike. 1 and under 3. Very high up on the football there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I got it.
Now he knows. Carson, you've learned something today. You're 1 and under 3 when you grip the football. All right, Carson, congratulations on your success. And we love a guy who finds that chip on his shoulder and makes the most of it and overcomes adversity. And we hope to see you do more of the same at the NFL level. All the best going forward. And we look forward to talking to you down the road.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.